Welcome back. Joining us on the show now is Sumit Gupta, who's co-founder at CoinDCX. Sumit, I thank you for joining in. A difficult start to 2026, would you say? Because we've constantly seen all cryptos continue to decline. Bitcoin just about testing that 65,000 right now, all the way down from that all-time high of 126,000 that we saw in the month of October. Well, yes, most asset classes are jittery, but it really seems to be impacting crypto more, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thanks, Manisha. Yes, because of the tariff situation, I think the all the risk on assets like crypto has been seeing a decline. But I would say that the volatility in crypto market is lesser than what it used to be before. And I think for an investor who is believing in this for the long term, I think these are opportunities for someone to hold or enter. But yeah, the volatility continues, and because of the global uncertainty. And over time, I do believe that the crypto markets will sort of, once this is all stabilized, if it happens soon, then we'll see a reversal in the market prices as well.
All right. Sumit, a few things that have been good also have happened. A lot of froth has gone down. Meme coins, gaming coins, perhaps is something that nobody is talking about. Instead, it has been institutional buying, stable coins. Clarity Act is what the markets are looking forward to. What is it that you're looking forward to and the changes 2026 can bring in when it comes to this ecosystem?
Yeah, I think excellent question, Manisha. And I think, like you rightly mentioned, this is more signs of matured ecosystem. I think we will see over time the maturity increasing when it comes to either investor profile, like we're already seeing from our internal data that the average age of our investor is increasing. So that means that more and more mature investors are entering. It's the asset class is getting institutionalized. That means that more and more institutions globally are increasing their exposure to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the other top quality crypto assets. So I think as any industry matures, I think these are some of the things that happens, and I do see that there are a lot of altcoins or meme coins and some of the coins that does not hold a fundamental value. They will sort of be weeded out from the market, and which in the long term is a great thing.
One thing that the street is looking at is the Clarity Act coming in from US. I mean, that really has been delayed quite a bit, would you say, with all this tariff and trade conversations or narratives that we see from the country?
So yeah, I think Clarity was supposed to be passed sometime last year, Q4 of calendar year 25, but I think we're expecting sometime around March, April, May, like over the next 3 months for it to show some momentum. There has been some different opinions between few companies and from the traditional companies, and hopefully they'll get an alignment and we'll see positive news coming from the US in terms of clarity and market legislation coming out pretty soon. So I think all of that will also are good long-term healthy signs of a matured ecosystem. And I think overall we have come a long way from where the industry was 2 years back versus today. And this is just going to be one more big milestone for the industry to see.
Even as the street does watch out for what the US does in sense of Clarity Act, it has to be about the Indian markets as well, where we do hear that the policy framework discussions are again in works. High time, would you say this calendar year could see something come in light?
Hopefully, like I think the right time was yesterday. We are already late in the game. We are already very, very late. The world continues to make progress when it comes to regulations. It's not just US, but many other countries, including emerging economies, are looking at regulating the sector and bringing it under the regulatory purview. I think a lot of those things are happening. India should also sort of be active. Of course, there is work happening, but I'm sure that the pace of execution here can be increased, including I think there was some sort of discussion paper that has not been passed, and a lot of those things are something which I'm sure are works work happening in the background, but hopefully we'll see some more momentum in the 2026.
Sumit, the big news that came in as the gold prices are making high was from Tether, that's emerging as a big buyer of gold with what USDT is doing. How are you looking at cryptos and real world assets kind of coming together? Would you say, as you mentioned, utility being the next big game?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I think the world is very much open to tokenizing digital assets. Like, I mean, any asset, financial asset which exists as of today needs to come on blockchain, and tokenization is a big theme emerging. In fact, Tether, which is the company that you just spoke about, is holding large amounts of gold, and they also have a Tether equivalent token, which is what they are bullish on So yeah, and it's not limited to just like commodities, but it's also like any stocks. A lot of those assets are sort of getting tokenized and are coming on chain. So this is something that I'm also seeing a lot of momentum on.
A final question then, and what's your sense on what trends, patterns is India showing and what really needs to be done?
Yeah, in terms of trends and patterns, I think India needs to first align internally and work with companies operating in this sector to align on a broad principle-based framework, include the private sector, and just like how it has done with other sectors, I think that is the first step. Second is to lay down certain set of guidelines which ensures that customers are protected, which ensures that bad actors are not a part of the ecosystem. Number two, number three, it needs to align itself with global regulations because it's a global asset class. We cannot operate in silo. A lot of these global frameworks, whether it is CARF framework, are anyway going to be followed by India in 2027 and in this year as well. So that preparation we need to do, and more importantly, build the capacity. Build the capacity internally in the country so that we are able to take full advantage of the technology and various applications coming out of it. Of course, AI is something that India is bullish on, but I think this is also one sector which has very close convergence with AI as well, right? And a lot of companies are innovating in the sector, whether it is in terms of payments or agents handling payments to do certain kind of transactions. So there are big opportunities that are in front of us, but if we don't solve for it proactively and build the capability for it, I think we'll not be able to get the best out of this trend.
Okay. Sumit, as well as Manisha, thank you so much for joining us. And Sumit, thank you so much for giving us your insights in the world of crypto as well. Thanks so much for that. But on that note, we're going to step into a very short break. After the break, we'll connect with the management of Narayana Health as the company plans to diversify to global capability centers. Stay tuned in.